Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. As you can see from the title of this video, and you may be able to hear in my voice because I'm ready to laugh, Dustin Ross, the podcaster Dustin, drags he dragged Nene Leakes talking about her talk show. And I feel like the content creator gods are shining down on us here on SSS because we were just talking about Nene being in Melody's comment section all ghetto. And I have a very strong feeling. My intuition is just giving warning, warning, warning. And then Dustin drags Nene. It feels like almost like confirmation. So before we get into it all, everything that he is going to say, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed. I'm going to probably have to stop and pause it because he goes on for a little while. And the people in the live chat, they are just saying, yeah, she can't read and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's funny how like you feel like you're holding something in, and then when you express just a smidge, it's just like the waterfalls or the heavens open up or something. So let's get into it, honey, and I will come back with my commentary.
We keep forgetting Kenya Moore is a producer.
Nene needs to hire her for the Nene Leakes show. They need some help over there. So maybe Nene can get with Kenya. Nene can get with Nene. Nene needs to read some. She needs to research, and she needs a producer that prepares something for her so she can research. Who don't know Latasha Scott got a son? So all I'm saying before we go into all that, maybe Kenya, because her confessionals were beautifully produced and executed. I agree. They could use that over there at the Nene Leakes show. So maybe Kenya and Nene can link up in that way.
Dustin, please go on Nene Leakes' page. I thought Nene's thing was fine, but Dustin,
no, you just was a guest. And you know that was a mess. You know it was. Go ahead.
Nene dropped a video today where she answered all of y'all questions.
No, she didn't, because I watched it. She dropped a video today where she said, yes, it's fucked up. And it's going to be fucked up because I want it to be fucked up. That's what she said in the video she dropped. So now that we know she needs some help, let's just find her the help she needs because we want Nene to win.
I think Nene would be good. I think Nene, I saw a little bit of her talk show, and I think she needs producers with better requests that will provide her. Like when at Foxhole, we had Justin that would definitely do the research and provide background information. So if you weren't prepared yourself, you had the safety net of your producer giving you like some context of the stories. You had the questions, you had a little bit of research, and I do think Nene works well in an ensemble cast. I think she would be good on a panel. I think she would be like on the reel, something like that. Carrying your own show by yourself is a lot. It's hard because if there's dead air, it's on you. And I like that she wants to do that. I think she would be good on a panel with like maybe a couple of people that she really rock with, that she has good chemistry with. I think she'd be good with that. But I'm glad that she's doing her show though. Like,
Carlos, you give great interviews. Have you seen Nene any tips? Your interviews are incredible.
First of all, the beauty of, and listen, this is true tea. A lot of the girls call me for advice. What I will say, me and Nene are friends in real life. Yeah. Me and Nene talk all the time. We talk all of the time. She's my friend. I call Nene for advice. She calls me. Like that's the relationship and the friendship that we have. What I will say is, look, one thing Nene did say that I love, that's who she is. She is showing you guys her process. And I encourage all of you to continue to support her, because I started my podcast being in my closet, right? And then after I did my one-on-one with Nene, she gave me the advice, which is why I took her advice. She said, you need to do in-person interviews. So because of Nene's advice, I started doing my interviews in person. And it worked out for me. So we're watching a woman learn and grow.
We sure are watching her learn and grow.
So
front row seat.
The Nene Leakes show is available on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Nene Leakes. So please support. And she did answer some of your questions, and her interview with me is on there. And she also has interviewed Latasha Scott from Escape.
Now, sit up there and lie the whole time.
Back to Kenya.
Lying about all the things Candy been debunked. Don't speak on it. We all saw it, and Nene should have known that. Nene should have known that. I love Nene's personality. I want her shit to go far and be successful, but she got to try. And she's got to give a damn enough to do a little research and hire a producer. That's all she needs. And Latasha was wrong. She sat up there and lied the whole entire time. And y'all both know it if you've seen it.
A producer will help with all that kind of stuff. And then you won't be like, a producer's supposed to be there to help you not fall.
Yes.
Like, where you're weak. Like, Nene has the personality, she has the glam, she has all the extravagance. Listen, this is real advice, it's not hate. Why would I hate this? No need to hate. And so she has all the tools, but a producer will help you so much with the things you don't have time to think about. You should just go and be the star and be the personality and have someone to help you out. So you
100%.
So you can get your viral moment where you can clock someone when they're lying to you or there's something that's inaccurate. You can say, hold up now. My producer just told me that, did you not say in 2018? And then bam, then you're protected. That's all we're saying, Nene. We're not dissing you.
No,
we're not dissing you.
Well, I want to watch the Nene Leakes show. I've been wanting to watch it for years.
Make sure you
Nene should have had a
it.
talk show years ago. Let's keep it real. Nene would have, and there were rumors and rumblings years ago about her doing something with Deborah Mercury and, really getting her feet wet in the talk show space. She would be a natural. She'd be perfect at that with the right support. Right? With the appropriate support. She just needs that over there on her YouTube show, and she'll have it.
Look at Carlos. He's sick of us tonight with the Mia talk. And now
Okay, that's pretty good. So in those 5 minutes, I feel like Dustin and Claudia, they hit on points that even further backs up my video just from last night that, it just seems like a disaster waiting to happen with the way that Nene approached Melody in her comment section publicly. I've been trying to reach you and just wrote the letter you. This is for your talk show, Nene. You have to take it seriously. Even all of us who have a YouTube channel, when we open up YouTube Studio, it says you are a partner with YouTube. So this is a business and you should treat it like so. Dustin was talking about Nene not knowing that Latasha Scott from the R&B group Escape is a mom. She has a son. If you watch Nene's interview with Latasha, she was acting so shocked. She was like, "You have a kid?" She's like, "Yeah." And he's like, she said something, Latasha said something like, he's like 32. She says his age, because even I was shocked. I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's in his 30s." It was just mind blowing the way that Nene was just so in the dark. You would have thought that was not a talk show, but they were two women sitting at the bar. You know how you go for a drink after work or on the weekend, and there's another person sitting near you and y'all make small talk or whatever. It was on that level. And that is because of a lack of research. Dustin and Claudia, they were absolutely right. Carlos didn't want to shade her because he wants to remain on the good foot with Nene. But did y'all peep how Carlos said, Nene and I are friends in real life. He always loves to preface his commentary on celebrities, reality TV stars. He loves to preface that there's a personal relationship. But in any event, he says, we talk all the time. That's my girl. We're friends in real life. We talk all the time. He said it a couple of times. So it just further convinces me that, they had conversation prior to Nene Leakes allegedly trying to reach out to Melody, or if, there was not a sincere, legitimate reaching out, there was the public comment on her post. Before that happened, I'm convinced that they had conversation about Melody. And because, as Dustin has already stated, you can tell Nene doesn't do research on her own, or there's no producer to prep her, and she'd have to take it seriously. The producer can't just prep her. It's also on Nene to memorize the info, or somebody needs to put that on one of her cards. Okay, make some flashcards for her so that she can give factual statements and even form questions that really make sense. Because yes, we know that Tasha is a mom. All members of Escape have children. The difference is Latasha has one child who's an adult, and the other three members of Escape, they have both grown and really young kids. Like, you know, I don't want to say they were late parents, but they kind of remind me of like my parents having me late. So, but yeah, but Dustin was like, who don't know Latasha Scott got a kid, and Nene is down in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But that's like a lack of research and a lack of preparation. And I think that because she's so self-confident, Nene thinks because she's Nene Leakes, perhaps she doesn't have to do that research, or she thinks that, you know, she has such a great sense of humor. She used to do stand-up comedy. Perhaps she thinks she can just wing it and she doesn't have to do that preparation. But no, you'd have to prepare. I mean, and I feel like, again, she has to take it seriously. If she can envision herself interviewing like Michelle Obama, don't just lean on you knowing that she's married to the first Black president of the United States of America. Don't just lean into that, Nene, but, you know, look up her education, how she was bused to the schools in Illinois and she went to Princeton. Like, look up all that shit, girl, and really take it seriously. So I feel like I'm spot on with Claudia and Dustin. I feel like it was meant to be for them to discuss this topic because it was totally spot on. And I feel like, again, all she would do is just lean on the intel, the gossip that she would get from her friend about Melody. And she wouldn't really look up the research, how Melody rebranded her skincare line from Embrace to 7th Avenue Beauty, how she actually packs our orders herself, will go live on Instagram or TikTok while she's packing our orders, flies to LA, sometimes with the kids, flies right back after the TikTok show that's 8 hours long, and starts packing. Nene would have to look up all of that. So I feel like this was just like a part B to my video, their commentary, and Dustin and Claudia, they were spot on. And Claudia was just pretty much talking about the benefits of a producer, you know, even if you don't have time, because some stories are very detailed, very layered, especially if the story is ongoing and has been happening for weeks. You know, that producer is going to give you some context, some highlights. So when you give your commentary, when you give your opinion on the story, it is based off of some factual things. And it's something that is, you know, it's just based off of reality. So I think that she should definitely invest in a producer. And then you have to wonder, would she listen to them? Would she take them seriously? And, you know, Funky Dineva threw Oliver Twix under the bus with the whole Michelle Brown thing. So if Oliver is her producer, I don't know if he is just doing the videography and editing, or is he also that producer who does the research and on the people that she's interviewing and perhaps type up her cards? I feel like her cards, they only have questions. And then I'm guessing some of the questions she's coming up with on her own. She's winging it. And she assumes that she has that as a strength. And I'm sure it is. You know, she's been in front of the camera for years. It's not like Nene Leakes would be nervous or intimidated by the cameras rolling, but a little bit of research will definitely go a long way. So I was like cracking up because it just threw me off, because they're talking about Kenya Moore's confessionals and they're saying how they thought it was great. They thought the production was top notch. Dustin goes, and Nene needs Kenya to produce her show. She needs some help over there. So I was just like, oh my gosh. And then it just felt like the content creator gods were confirming for me about my video because y'all, I kept that within, I kept that in me, and I'm like, no, I have to talk about this because it's giving me like a strong warning. So, but I hope you all had a magnificent Monday. My Monday, it was sort of manic, so it was really busy at work, and I work from home, which is a blessing because I had a plumber come by. I made the appointment like about a week ago, and he was upstairs with me where I was working, and in the with the bathroom sinks, and then he had to like go get a part, and then he got the wrong part and he had to go to Home Depot and again, and he was gone for a while, but it was after 5, so it was like rush hour, and I'm like, oh my gosh, when is he going to be done, and then finally he was done, and it was just stressful. It was at least 3 hours, and it's very windy here in the Detroit area. I was wondering, with all the trees, I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope not like the power doesn't go out. It was that windy. My recycling bin, it was in the street. It was knocked over. My trash can was across the street. And I knew to check because it was so windy and I could hear all my neighbors, all of their recycling bins and trash cans were being knocked over. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just a lot. And it just had me elevated. But as soon as he left and all of that was squared away in the bathroom, and I grabbed my trash can and recycling bin in the middle of working and went right back to it, slowly everything started calming down. And I have to say that Dustin made me laugh with his commentary on Nene, and I definitely needed that. I've already made my overnight oats. So while they were talking, I was listening. I was making my overnight oats for tomorrow. And I did not forget Queen Weeza to make a video about how I make it. I'm definitely going to do that. Overnight oats is so good for you, and it tastes good. When I worked in the office, I had coworkers who would like stare and they would say, that looks so good. Like, it's like they expect you, like, I can't offer you some of this. Like, I've been putting my spoon in it, but they don't care. Like, they love it. And when I first would come into work, before I even touched it, it looked so pretty with like the yogurt and the raspberries, or I would do strawberries sometimes. They love it, but I will make a video about that as well. But we will have a terrific Tuesday tomorrow. It's going to be terrific. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.